And I know Nana Ayada, we are singing a yes, was a year, a ma, a woman, a brayum, quite fast to see a woman, and a study, woman fat out here, and at a TBM. Now, no, and I'm off where the home come on. Mammy Bako, a babon, Tesubaka, says, one quite if you do mantam one, Kawanam, who here that, say, and maybe a what if you do mantam for babia, one boy once I will hear tis part the Kura woman, yes, can Toby, and to Mago Crabin, Womufia, no matetiamo, one more de clay. And not here and one more tetia, no more dia so mo bramoja. Asemi ye nipa nwanwasa na e man ntem no. E ho kase te sai. Na wo declare akwa kwahye no nante a e ho atwetwa anase e ho ayeden. Asemi hwehwe asumu a. Eno na mpanifo bi asi omobo asekere no se reta Etornam sei oboa. Enti won fa chopa mu oden pa emeto e ma e wo atifidu mantam nyinanim. Na wo wi a won kan kire Ghanafo nyina asase mo kan no oboa. Enkomo ekokoso a and a director of communications at University for Development Studies UDS Abdul Hai Mumen and then another tumbi say Etornam the okayano and your nubia at your mona no mojijim crofosicani about the word NGO and a foundation afe we are now was so kabibi Emma 1 year did you almost can who so and power boy Juma Sam Crofo here mupa and was a come the wire and fiam some unity so wo kwa pesika Edi ayo fie yie no enkyere se kone kokogo obi animase anakoka de anyim fafa obi ho na ewom certificate mantam no ayo hia betimi a ho ebi anko school na so na no nkyere se ahia omunti no fo anim wo anim be yafam na fo mo pesika yewra mo men say maame reta Etornam say pachaw na kasa asema wo kan no boa sente sade a fa dance ebra na mayentie sade Etornam na wo kasa kyere certificate mantam wo hia nti emma titikre. We
pay attention to good menstrual hygiene, knowing very well what some of the girls use when they are menstruating. I mean, for Inspire today, over the period, the places we have been to, the girls use all manner of materials for menstruation. Some use newspapers, some use clay. We went to the north. Some of the girls use clay as substitute for sanitary pads. We've had people using reading materials, textbooks that we've donated to them, that we pay attention.
It's way Rita Etornam say. Ebra na wanya kwanya se wo kire adwuma wo ye no se ono ne textbooks enye obi anya ban textbooks no na mo no ne textbooks o de man kwala na no no mo tete de so bra na den wo de cotton ene yoye anaz wo de pad ene yoye yankwa homa so na ye ne yewra mu men ye director of communications at University for Development Studies ene enkomo ye bepoto kakra. You're welcome to Angel News, Mr. Abdul Hai Mumin.
Thank you very much for having me.
We've heard and read your directive to Madame Rita Etornam say over her comments about some girls in the northern region that they use clay pad during their menses, and you are calling on Etornam to retract and apologize. Are we not being in a hurry to judge her? Can't we wait till she provides her evidence?
Well, to start with, she cannot provide any evidence. I speak on authority because I come from where she describes as the north. I grew up, I'm a Wala man who spent most of my life in Tamale. And I have worked as a journalist myself in some of the most rural areas in the northern part of Ghana. I have encountered the poverty that she has spoken about, but there is no iota of truth embedded in a statement that refers to the fact that in some parts of northern Ghana, girls are forced to use clay as sanitary pads because they are too poor to afford to buy proper sanitary pads. We do know, yes, indeed, poverty abounds in several parts of northern Ghana. But nowhere, despite the poverty, do women use it for sanitation purposes. Our women may be poor, but they are white, they are clean, neat people despite their poverty. And the call we are making is that, look, when you make statements like this, statements that do not reflect the reality, what it does is that it goes on to further deepen the already existing stereotypes that have been created for northern people and for northern women in particular. These stereotypes have gone on to affect the confidence of many of these girls. So when they are even as competent and as intelligent as girls from other parts of the country, whenever they encounter these persons, because of the stereotype, the girls, especially from northern Ghana, who have undergone so many stereotypical definitions, do not live up to expectation. Not because they're incompetent, but because we've created a certain stereotype around them which affects their psyche. And so we are saying we will not allow Etornam to further deepen the already existing stereotypes by telling such a lie. Have you seen the uproar of anger among persons who live in the north? And I'm not just talking about persons who are northerners. I'm talking about persons who live in the north and persons of northern extraction, females in particular. All of them coming out to say, this has never happened, we have never heard of this. And if Etornam really has some evidence, given the amount of bashing she has received so far, she would have come out with that evidence. Etornam did not have the decency to admit that when she arrived, especially in Bolga, that people within the Bolga vicinity, a microfinance company as well as some individuals, were the ones who helped her, gave her money, gave her accommodation, gave her transportation to be able to do what she did.
Okay, Mr. Mumin, I can feel the pain and anger in your voice. You've already directed Etornam to retract and apologize. What if she doesn't?
She doesn't. We leave her to her conscience. Her conscience will deal with her, and again, she would have lost her reputation. And the work that she supposedly has been doing, she would have been exposed as one who was out there to tell lies in order to convince donors to give money. And so she comes out to apologize. This is the view that we will hold of her. And we're going to ensure that we speak the same language to all those who have been donating money to her for this purpose.
Quickly, do you suspect that she does this and say all these things so that her donors will feel the pity to give her more?
If she refuses to apologize, that is the conclusion. We would have no other choice but to make.
Hey, thank you very much. Yadawase papa Yera Hayen Mumun Elno and Director of Communications at University for Development Studies UDS and wadi anibre ediato mame Rita Etornam say anim say dia wakano womu nyini esanse wantimi amfa danse ama enti won pacho na so won pacho dia ene na womu befa no say adwuma na we kokogigi nkrofo sika se wo beye no enye sa adwuma no ene wo ye ena afen so won be ma obia tenenka esa da bi ma mo mani sika adwuma mo besoma no nye no obekọ akoyo obebo ni tirim abetwa ntro e de akere mo na afen so de ntia nani abre no ebe ma obi ofrati fidu mantam na watena ti fidu mantam oyo oba ye di kan kura na ye hunu a sabi ye mu no esan din bi ne nsem bi atiafo mo hunti na we so ba beka ho sabi obefuru abetena obi nchan ne bosome so no ase man pacho me mensi so nti me skan koto pados na samu de claim na mu yusu wohu na abu na bem enti na nani abre opesa maame ne gitum so wotwantro enti sa e won potam ho wofa asem mu odu
asem mu odu
wofa NGO say ya no mugu yanim ase wa brochi o omo say ye kwakwa poverty na ma nkwada akwahye okono ensem pa wo mo twro mo proposal mu no
kam se sa no abrofo na ne abie pa o investigation mo ye fa ho no
enti na nanse omo adi akire ba
aha
omo gu yanim ase papa
edi